Okay, so hopefully everybody can hear me and see me, and just know we're all in the same boat right now. It's really, it's hard. It's been so many months that I think it's getting to all of us, even if it wasn't earlier. Um, and you know, there's new catastrophes every day, um, and somehow or another we manage. So it's wonderful to gather, even remotely like this, and just know that you're not alone. You are alone, but you're not alone. And we'll try and reconnect inside with ourselves, as well as just knowing that we're with each other here for this next hour. So take a moment and make sure you're comfortable in your seat. Be sure your feet are firmly grounded, that your knees are directly over your ankles. Right? You can rock a little side to side, shifting your weight on your sitting bones, and try rocking a little forward and back, and notice how that affects the rest of your spine. So if you're a little away from the chair back, you may feel it more easily. Your back tends to round as you roll towards the back of the sit bones and arch a little as you roll forward. Okay? So let's start with the shoulders, just gently circling. It's amazing how doing nothing builds up lots of tension. So getting our joints moving is really helpful. Just for moving things around internally, and sometimes even, you know, it helps the mood. If nothing, not only the joints and the lymphatic system. Good. Okay, let's turn the head. So sit up nice and tall, chest staying lifted. Turn your face side to side. And then coming to center, keep the chest lifted as you lift and lower the head. So lifting the chin and lowering it. Feel the stretch in the throat, in the front of the neck, but without straining your throat as you lift, and the back of the neck as you bow. And then come to center. Let's tilt right ear towards right shoulder. And today, if you want to add the right arm, lifting and hand resting someplace on your head or on your ear, breathing into that, keeping the sides of the body long. And then release the head and go the other way. Left ear to left shoulder, and optional arm lifting to add a little weight. And release. Good. Let's roll the shoulders again, or just shrug them up and let them drop. So shrug shoulders way up towards your ears and then let them go. One more time, shrug way up and let go. Good. And then gently pressing your feet into the floor. And as you do that, you may start to feel the engagement of the abdominal muscles. Right? That helps support your spine as well. And then imagine that you're holding, or even take your hands and hold the sides of your rib cage. And think of lifting your ribs up away from your hips, like you're wiggling into some tight pants. Okay? And that may lift your shoulders up. See if you can keep the ribs lifted and just relax the shoulders. Good, and then releasing the hands. Let's move into our cat and cow. So tucking the tail under and rounding the back. And then inhale to sit up tall, and next exhale, tilt forward. Inhale each time sitting tall, and then alternate rounding. On an exhale, return to lift on the inhale, and exhale, next one, tilting. Do a few more rounds, go at your own pace. And as always, if anything that I guide you in doesn't feel right, or if you need to stop before I tell you to stop or rest at any point, please follow your own lead. Right? You can also modify or just not do anything that doesn't suit you. All right. So let's also stretch the right arm out and then bring it across your body and just kind of wrap your left hand or arm underneath and pull the right arm in close to you. Feel the stretch in that shoulder. And then release, shake it out a little bit. And try extending that arm out again, but just turn at the wrist, palm down. So start with the palm up, turn the palm down, and lift the elbow as you bend it. Bring that hand behind your waist. And if you can reach back with the other hand and gently give a little pull, so we're stretching a little bit more in the front of the shoulder. Or just slide your arm over as far as you can. And then release. Okay, other side. Left arm out. Bring it across your body. Hug it towards you. Breathing. And then open that arm out again. Turn the palm up. Turn the palm down or even back towards the wall behind you. Bend the elbow up towards the ceiling so your hand is dangling, palm facing back. And then slide the back of your hand behind your waist and as far over towards the other side as you can. If you can reach, take your right hand and give a gentle pull over towards the right. You feel that's in the front of the left shoulder. Good, and then release, shake out the arms. Let's bring the right fingers to the shoulder and we're gonna lift the elbow a little bit, try and keep it pointing straight ahead and draw your armpit back and then continue lifting that elbow. Use your left hand either on the upper arm or reaching overhead to draw the elbow back as far as you can, keeping the arm close to your ear. And when there's something that you can't do, remember your sense of humor. So, you may not look the same way I do, right? Everybody is different. You want to respect that. Okay, shake it out. Other side. Left fingers lightly rest on your shoulder. Lift the elbow a little bit and then draw the armpit back. Continue lifting. Use your other hand to help lift as high as you can. Relax your fingers so that they drape down behind you and draw the left elbow back with your right hand as far as you can. And breathe. And release. Ah, good. Just give a little wiggle wobble, whatever feels good. All right. Let's take that right hand and just circle at the wrist. And reverse. And then the left. And reverse. Good. Take your left hand to the edge of the seat for support. Make sure, again, you're sitting up tall. Right arm reaching up and then tilting over towards the left side. Try to bring that right arm back a little bit more. So really keep that armpit hollow. Don't let your arm come in front of your face. If it doesn't come that close to your ear, that's okay. Just keep extending through your fingertips. Right? That's more important than how far you go. So just make more space through the right side of your body. Take one more breath here. And then as you come up, release the arm down. Good, other side. Left arm up, palm is facing your head. Lengthen up through the fingertips and tilt a little bit towards the right, keeping the left shoulder back and breathing. Good, one more breath. And then release, coming all the way up. Okay, let's move into a twist now. let's see what happens today if we don't bring the legs together. Just leave them as they are. But you're going to be able to check on something. So we're going to twist to the right. Your right hand can slide farther back. Left hand can come over to the side of the right knee. Now, think of pressing that right knee forward. Good. And then keep that sense of pressing the right knee forward as you lift through your ribs and start to twist to the right. So we don't want to let that leg collapse. We want to keep the knees parallel. Breathe deeply. You can turn your head back forward and look down for a moment. Check that your knees are still even. And then look as far back as you can behind you. One more time. And release, unwind. The other side. Left hand sliding back, right hand across. Don't let that left knee just flop around. Keep it engaged. You can press it into your hand gently, hand into the knee, and start to twist your waist and your chest, turning to the left. Check if you look back forward and you notice your left knee kind of pulled in, press it out a little bit towards the screen. And then look back behind you as far as you can. And gently release. Walk the feet out a little bit wider. You may want to come forward on your seat. So just, I like to give a reminder about anybody with osteoporosis or kyphosis, which is that a rounding, if our shoulders or upper back are rounded, then when we come forward in any kind of forward bend, you want to keep your spine long. So that would be just coming to here, right? That flat back that we use in our sun salutation. If you don't have any problems with osteoporosis or kyphosis, then you can allow your head to drop, your shoulders to let go. Okay, so I like keeping the hands on the legs. It gives you a little more support coming up as well, so you don't just completely fall over. All right, let's come forward with that flat back now and twist. So bringing the right shoulder forward and breathing here. And then come back up to center and let's bring the left shoulder in and forward. And come on up. Let's do each side one more time, just with the breath. Big breath in. Exhale, right shoulder forward. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, left shoulder forward. Come on back up. And breathe. Good. Getting ready for our sun salute. So let's bring the palms together in front of your heart. Sit up nice and tall. Keep the breastbone lifted. Take a full breath in and let it out. And next inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Exhale, gently bow forward. Again, you can just stop at the flat back or go deeper if you want. Inhale, return to the flat back. And then exhale, you can just let your head bow gently. And inhale, come all the way up. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, palms come together and glide down to your heart. Full breath in. Let it out, and once more, inhaling, reaching up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And moving on, just take a breath in. Let it out. And moving to the second part. Inhale to cactus. Exhale, tilt to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, tilt left. Inhale up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in. Let's put the two together. Next, inhale, sweeping up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in. One more time, those two. Exhale and then inhale, reaching up. Exhale and down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in. Let it out. Adding the part 3. Inhaling, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Slide the back of the left hand along your inner left leg as you look up. Inhale, come up and switch the arms. Other side. Arm slides down. Head looks up. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Full breath in. Let it out. From the top, inhaling up and exhale down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, tilt. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Slide down the leg as you look up. Inhale, come up and switch. Other side, sliding down and looking up. Inhale, both arms stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a full breath. If you still got the energy, let's go for one more round. Inhaling up. Exhale to down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, soft. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, right arm up, back of the left hand down. Slide down with the left hand as you look up. Inhale, switch the arms. Right hand slides down, looking up. Inhale, both arms stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. Last big breath in, sweeping up. And exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your heart beating a little faster, perhaps, or your breath a little faster. Just let everything settle down for a moment. So you can release the arms, walk the feet back into the middle. If you want to sit back in the chair, if you need a little break, this is a good time to take it. If you don't, then just keep your ankles directly under your knees as we begin to warm up the legs. We'll do a little bit more for the arms in a moment, but let's start with the right foot lifted and gently circling at the ankle. And reverse. And then flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. And flex and point. Release that leg. Other side. Left foot circles at the ankle. Nice big motion. Take your time. So try and be aware of what you're doing, not let you kind of self-drift into mindlessness. Try and bring our mind to focus on our actions in yoga. Flex the foot and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. One more. Flex and point. Good. All right. So moving up towards the hip joint, if you can interlace your fingers under your right thigh and let your leg really sit in your hand. So we're not picking the leg up high right now, just letting it be heavy and using the hands to make circles at the hip joint. So you're moving your thigh bone, the lower leg is relaxed. Change the direction of the circles. And then pause for a moment. Holding the under the thigh, extend the heel straight out. And push your thigh down into your hands. Get the leg really straight. Breathe. And release. Shake out your hands. Other side. So interlacing under the left thigh. Let your leg be heavy and relaxed. Hands and arms creating this circling motion, lubricating the hip joint. Reverse the direction. And then come to center. Flex the foot, straighten the leg as much as you can, and then press your thigh down into your hands. That may help straighten it more. It anchors the thigh bone in the hip socket. Breathe. And release. Shake out your hands a little bit. And now we're going to lift that right knee in towards the chest. So if you can hold around the shin, if not, hold again under the thigh. We're going to hug that leg close to your body. Notice if you've collapsed back into the chair and try and bring your chest forward. Flex both feet. So either keep the left heel on the floor as you hug the right leg in, shoulders hug back, or if you want, lift the left leg, extending it straight out as you did when you were holding the legs before. Make sure you keep breathing. And if you're holding your breath, then release the pose. No overstraining. But let's all release and do the other side. So hugging the left knee in towards your chest, lifting your chest. So coming away from the back of the chair if you can, flex both feet, and then shoulders are back. Stay here, pressing the right heel down or reaching the right heel out in front of you. Breathe deeply. Your abdominal muscles are engaged here, so if they're not, pull them in a little bit. And keep breathing. And then release. Let's shake it out. All right, let's come back to our arms a little bit. So if you have space, let's stretch both arms out to the side. Let's start with the palms down and make some circles going forward. So palms are down, you're circling the whole arm from the shoulder. You can start small, and if it feels all right, gradually let the circles get a little bit bigger. And then come back to stillness. Turn the palms up. Good. Just feel the difference in the shoulders. Palm down, palms up. Palms down, palms up. Keep the palms up, and this time reverse the direction. So now we're circling to the back. Start small. Think of engaging the muscles through the whole arm as if you were hugging the muscles to the bones, not just letting the arms be floppy. Right? You're hugging in and reaching out. Keep breathing, and then release. Okay, good. All right, now we're going to pretend that we're holding weights. Right? Now, if you want to add resistance at home, you can hold a soup can or a water bottle in each hand, but you can do this isometrically by making a gentle fist, like you're going to show off your muscles, and keeping that slight contraction. We're going to bring the fists to the shoulders and then straighten the arms completely down. Right? Keep that engagement of the muscles all the way, even when you're straightening the arms. So bending in and extending down. A couple more times. And release. Shake out your hands. And then sit a little forward in your chair, working the back of the arm. Let's do one arm at a time. So you can lean on your left arm, lean it on your thigh. Make that same kind of gentle fist with your right hand and pull the elbow all the way back as far as you can. Then keep the elbow back there and try and straighten your arm behind you and then bend. So we're keeping the elbow lifted, we're just moving the lower arm. It's a strange feeling if you've not done this very often. Let's do a couple more. Good, and release. Let's switch the arms. So gentle fist with the left hand leaning onto your thighs. Pull the elbow back as far as you can, and then stretch behind you. Bending and stretching. Bend and stretch it. Try not to turn your body. Just stretch the arm. The elbow staying back. Couple more. Great, and release. All right. So we've loosened up the hips. Let's take that right leg and just bring it out to the side and back to the center. The side and center. Side and center. Side and center. Good. Left leg. Side and center. Side and center. Side and center. Side and center. And opening the right leg once more. Sitting towards the front of the chair is useful. And if you feel like you don't have enough support, slide a little bit so that your right thigh is more firmly on the front edge of the seat. Left leg either can stay as it is with the knee bent, toes towards the screen, or turn that leg slightly in, so kind of pigeon toe, and then straighten the leg out at a diagonal. And imagine you are standing. You're sitting, so you don't have to support your weight, but try and keep both feet fully anchored, especially if you straighten that left leg. Keep your torso lifted, facing forward. Take a nice deep breath. Let's open the arms out wide, palms up to start with for Warrior Two pose. And then just turn at the wrist, palms down, turn and gaze over your right hand. But be aware of that left arm in space, so don't let it drop down. Keep reaching through both arms evenly. Breathe. Good, and then take that left hand to your left thigh. Turn the right palm up, but arc up, lengthening that right side again, and breathe. And with your next exhale, we're going to tilt over to the right. So bring your forearm onto that right thigh, hug your shoulders back, and sweep the left arm out to the side, up towards the ceiling, palm facing your head. Stop here if that's enough of a stretch for you, or you can try bringing that left arm closer to your ear for extended side angle pose. Nice full breath. Good. Let's come out of it by sweeping that arm down and around and out to the side to help bring us up. Good. All right. Bring the legs back in. Let's do the second side. So we're opening the left leg to the side. You can scoot a little bit towards the right side of your chair so your left thigh is along the front edge of the seat. Right foot, knee is either bent with the toes pointing forward, or you turn the leg slightly inward and walk or slide the left foot out on a diagonal to the side. Open your chest towards the screen. Inhale, open the arms out, palms up, and then keep the chest lifted. Turn just at the wrist, palms down, stretching equally through both arms, and turn and gaze out past your left fingers. Deep breath. But bringing your right hand to the back or the side of your right thigh, turn the left palm up and arc up. Try not to collapse the right side. So both sides are lifted, you're stretching more through the left side. And then as you exhale, bring the left forearm to the left thigh, shoulders and head back so they line up, and then right arm sweeping out and up. Extend through the fingers. If it feels okay, bring the arm closer to your ear and breathe. Try to keep both feet firmly and evenly on the floor, wherever they are positioned. Good, and let's come out of it as we did on the other side. So sweeping that arm down, around, and reach out. Let it bring you up, and then back to center. Good, okay. So that's an opening in the chest. Let's give a little stretch now to the back of the shoulders in eagle pose. So let's do eagle arms first. We're just going to open the arms into cactus. And then exhale, bring the elbows together. Right? So some of you, that's as far as you'll go. If you're able to get more of a stretch in the back, you can bring your right elbow under your left. So they're crossed, and entwine the forearms as best you can. Try not to crunch your fingers, so keep the fingers extending up towards the ceiling. Breathe. And release. Other side. Arms in cactus, either elbows hugging together or left elbow under the right, twining the forearms or just pressing the backs of the hands together. Breathe deeply. Elbows can lift a little bit. And then release. Very good. Okay. Moving down to the legs again. Let's cross right leg. If you can cross at the knee, do that. If not, cross right ankle in front of left. And try and center your left foot. So hugging the legs together wherever they're at. Let's open the chest nice and wide for this today. And then see what happens if you tilt forward just slightly from the hip. You can hold onto your hips to feel what's happening there. Try to keep your spine long. You may feel this stretch into the side of the hip. Good, and coming up, let's open the knee out to the side. So if you're crossed at the knee, you can slide the foot to rest on your left knee, or straighten the left leg and rest the outer ankle on the shin. Okay, either one. But try and release the right knee out to the right. And again, we're going to do that slight tilt forward if you can. Most important is to sit up tall. So if you feel a lot of stretch here, just stay with this. You can encourage the right thigh down and breathe. And release. Let's do the other side. So eagle legs first, crossing at the knee if you can, if not at the ankle. Right? Lower legs hug together, everything's centered and hugging in. Hands just on your hips, shoulders back. Breathe, feel what that's like here. Maybe tilting a little forward if that's available to you. Don't force it. Keep your spine long, chest open. Good, and then opening the left knee to the left. So either outer ankle above the knee or straighten the right leg and bring it below the knee. But In either case, try and release the knee out to the side. Hands can come back to the hips. Flex that left foot. Oops, that protects your knee joint. And then again, if you're able, you can just sit here and feel the stretch and breathe into it, or tilt a little bit forward with a nice flat back. Feel your breath. Just invite your breath to ease you into the stretch. Good, and release. Oh, rock a little bit side to side. Okay, so promised a little bit of brain work today. So let's play with using the same side of the body and using alternate sides of the body. So we're going to lift the right arm and the right leg. Right arm up, right leg out, and bring it down. And then left arm and left leg, and bring it down. Right arm and right leg, and left arm and left leg, and down. Good. Now let's try right knee and left elbow, and down. Left knee and right elbow, and down. And repeat. Good, and repeat that whole little segment. So same side, extend, extend, right and left, and now alternate. Right knee, left elbow, left knee, right elbow. And repeat, and repeat. Good, both arms, both legs, arms and legs together. And again, arms and legs together. Engage those abdominal muscles and release. Good. Okay. So, being alone in your apartment, it is hard to stir up a laugh. It's not the same as when we do it together. But let's try adding a little movement with our arms. Just make it silly. So let's do tap your shoulders, cross the arms, tap your knees, cross. So tap, cross, tap, cross, tap, cross, tap, cross. And don't worry if you get mixed up, but now we're going to add the laughter as we do this. So if you don't want to laugh, that's okay. Just see if you can keep the motions going, getting your brain working. All right? So here we go. Ha 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 ha. Anybody else having trouble keeping it all going together? Okay. Just a little silliness. All right. So let's stretch that right arm out and gently draw the fingertips back. Good. And then turn the palm down, point the fingers down, and use your other hand to gently stretch the side of the wrist. Good, and release. So left palm turns up, fingers point down, you pull them back, stretching the underside of the wrist. And then other way, palm is face down, and then the fingers point down, and you use your hand pulling back towards you as you press your arm out. Okay, good. Working with all the fingers now, let's do lion pose. Hands resting on your lap or on your thighs. Let's take a deep breath in, let it out. We'll do 3 lions. So inhale, curling the fingers in, scrunch up your face. Exhale a big roar. Ah. And relax. Take a breath in, let it out. Next lion, curling in as you inhale and stretch. Ah. And relax. Take a breath. Let it out. Last lion, curling everything in, scrunch up your face, big stretch. Ah. and let it go. So let's make our way to the front edge of your chair if you're not there already. Extend your right leg out with the foot flexed, heel on the floor. You can hold on to the edges of the seat for a little more security. Keep the left foot anchored, ankle under knee. Sit up tall, and this is another one of those move from the hip joint. So we're going to lengthen the upper spine, right? And keep the spine nice and long as you tilt a little bit forward. So go gradually, keep your chest lifted, keep your shoulders back, and hopefully you'll start to feel this in the back of the right thigh. Try not to let your head drop with the shoulders round. Just take a few breaths. Allow the natural pulsation of your breathing to be the invitation to ease into the pose. Good. Bring that foot back in and let's do the other side. Left leg extended, foot flexed, heel on the floor. Leg is straight, sitting tall, shoulders back, head up, and then gently tilting only as far as you need to go to feel it in the back of the thigh. And breathe. Good, and release. All right, so sit comfortably for a moment, just take a little pause. And while we're in this pause, you can do this on your own, but just take a moment to just give your eyes a little stretch by looking up towards the ceiling and then moving your eyes around as if you were looking from one number to the next on the face of a clock. Don't rush, go slowly all the way around to 6 and then coming back up the other side till you get to 12 again, and then reverse. And go ahead and close your eyes when you finish that for a moment. Just let them settle, let them relax. All right, we're going to come up to standing now if you can. So you're going to stand, let's start with standing in front of our chair. So try to be aware of your posture, aware of your using your legs, not just collapsing your upper body. So tilt forward again, keeping the shoulders and head back. Walk your feet back a little bit. And as you put weight into the feet, your hips lift off the chair and then push down to stand up. Fix the angle of the screen. Okay, so staying still in front of your chair for the moment. We're going to practice chair pose. So take a little mini bend of your knees and check that your knees are pointing towards the middle toe of each foot. Now, you don't want the knees to knock all the way in or go way out. So feet are parallel, toes forward, knees forward. Take a breath, and as you exhale, start to sit down. Arms can go out wide. So you bend your knees, you tilt your hips a little bit, and breathe. Feel it in the thighs. Keep breathing. And then come up. And breathe again. Let's do one more chair pose. So inhaling, arms out, and exhale. Bend the knees, tilting at the hip, chest staying lifted, spine is long, abdominal muscles engaged. Breathe. And come on up. All right. You can come around behind your chair. I'm going to move the chair to the side. So you can be just standing in front of your chair. I'm standing to the side so you can see my legs. Okay? We're going to balance a little bit on the left leg. So gently bending the right knee. Breathe. Try not to lean over to the left. So hug in and up through the left side of the body as you gently float the right foot off the floor. Breathe there, just keeping the knee a little bit bent. And you can experiment with your balance, maybe taking your hand, one or both, off of the chair for a moment. And then open the knee to the side. Place the sole of your right foot along the inner ankle, or the inner calf of your left foot, and slide it up higher. If it's available, you can even go above the knee. Try not to press right on the knee. But once again, keeping your chest lifted, focus your gaze on something that's not moving out in front of you. You can watch the screen if you want, but I'm likely to wobble. And then again, explore your balance. You can lift just one hand. You can bring that down as you lift the other. If you fall out of the pose, so what? Come back to center. Okay? So play around for just a moment on that side. And then gently release. Give a little wiggle with your hips. And let's do the second side. So standing on your right leg, you're going to lift the left, bend the left knee, lift up through that right side. And just float your left foot off the floor. Breathe. Just breathe. You can play with experimenting with your balance here. One hand or both. And then open that left knee to the side. Bring the sole of the foot along the inner right ankle or up along the calf someplace. Keep facing directly forward. Breathe. And then your choice. You can just lift one arm. You can play with lifting the other. If you feel shaky, bring one hand down. Breathe. And release. Shake out the legs a little bit. Okay, we're going to take a wide stance now. So walk your feet out away from each other. You can get a good 3 feet between the legs. We're going to start with a left leg facing forward, or triangle pose. Right leg turned out 90 degrees. Okay. Try not to turn your hips to the right, but press that left thigh back away from your chair. Wrap your right seat underneath you, lifting up through the belly. Chest is open wide. One or both arms can go out to the side. So use the chair, hold on to the chair in front of you as much as you need to for balance. Right? Also, it helps if you stick your butt back a little bit. That keeps you anchored. Okay? But then wrap the right side under, lift up through the right ribs, extend to the right, and gently bring the right hand down if it's not holding the chair, and the left arm up, or just choose to do one or the other of the arm positions for triangle pose. Try to lengthen from the crown of your head down to your tailbone, from your belly out through your arms, down through your legs. Good, inhale, coming all the way up, and release the arms, turn the feet back to parallel, and we'll go the other way. So left leg is turned outward, right foot pointing forward. Take a moment, straightening both legs. So draw in towards your middle, right thigh pressing back a little bit, left hip wraps under. Inhale, one or both arms reaching out to the side, and then your torso is going to stretch to the left. So your right hip lifts, your left arm reaches out, or your chest reaches out, and then either left hand to chair and right arm up, or the other way around, or left hand down onto your leg and right arm up or holding the chair. So breathe. Nice long line down through the legs, out through the arms, up through the crown of your head. Good, and come all the way up. Turn the feet parallel. Bend your knees a little bit, rock a little side to side. And then walk the feet in towards each other. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing, but you can continue to face the screen as you will. So facing your chair, step your right foot close to the chair. Bend both knees. Just feel what that's like. You do a little bend of both knees. And then ease the left foot back farther. And try again, bending both knees slightly. It's a little dip. Let's do 4 of those. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now straightening the back leg, keep the front knee bent. Reach that left heel to the floor if you can. But try to keep facing directly forward. Imagine you are hugging your legs front to back and side to side. Right? If you feel a little unsteady, walk that left foot farther to the left or the right foot farther to the right. Draw your right hip back in space. And again, one or both hands can stay on the chair. Let's extend just the left arm up alongside your ear. Big breath in, and then try just a little arc towards the right. And release. Good. Bend the left knee. We're going to straighten the right leg. So right leg straight, and then tilting towards the chair with both legs straight, hinging at the hips, and breathing. Good. Bend the right knee, lift the back heel, and step that foot in a little bit. Now this is going to vary for everybody, so there's options on this. We're going to lift just the left leg, so flex the left foot. You can keep the right knee bent, and gradually lift that left heel higher and higher, keeping the leg parallel. Right? Holding the back of the chair, or you can even slide your hands down towards the seat and lengthen your chest forward away from your foot. And then release the left leg and come up to stand. Again, give a little wiggle. Let's do the other side. So left foot forward, close to the chair. Right foot back. Bend both knees. And we'll dip. And dip. And dip. And one more. Dip. Good, and then stretch the right leg straight. Try to press that heel towards the floor, but keep your chest forward. And breathe. Lift up through the torso. Try not to collapse the low back. So you want to lengthen your tailbone down and move your waist back. Extending your right arm up alongside your ear now. And we'll crescent slightly to the left. So just a little bit of an arc. And breathe. Good, and then bring that hand down, straighten the left leg. With both legs straight, you're going to fold forward at the hip gently. Long spine, you may not get very far, that's okay. Feel the stretch in the backs of your legs here. Breathe. And then bend into that left knee. Step the right foot in closer, lifting the heel. And then you decide where you want your hands. You can, sometimes it's nice to just slide them down along the chair back side, or maybe even reach for the seat. You're going to lift the right heel, foot is flexed. You can keep the left knee bent if you want, but keep your abdominal muscles engaged. Lift the right heel as high as you can, maybe bringing the hands down to the chair seat if that works for you, and breathe. And then gently release the right leg, bend the knees, come up, soft knees, feet about hip width apart. And make some easy circles with your hips. And then reverse. Good, big breath in, arms stretch out and up. And exhale, bring them down. And again, inhale, reaching up. And exhale down. One more time, big breath in. And out. Excellent. Let's come back and have a seat. So sit back in your chair in whatever way is most comfortable for you. And let's take a moment of relaxation. So you can let your arms and legs relax, feet can slide out, hands can rest gently on your legs. Close your eyes and just let yourself feel your breath, feel your body, letting go of all effort. Let your mind relax. Thoughts can float around. Try not to hold on to any particular thoughts or ideas. Just be with your breath. Feel each inhale and exhale. Just bringing your attention to your breathing helps to focus the mind. And know that just the practice, this practice of yoga, this repetition of these stretches, these movements, help us build a sense of resilience for these hard times. Bringing your awareness down to your feet, maybe wiggling your toes, feeling your fingers, wiggling the fingers, moving your hands, move your feet, ankles, shrug your shoulders. Naturally bring your feet more onto the floor. Use your hands to help you sit up really tall, so coming a little away from the chair back once again. Just notice how you feel. Has there been any change? Maybe not, but maybe you feel a little bit better than you did at the start of the class. I hope so. It's been good to work with you. And just as a reminder, there will be a class next week. So it is Columbus Day, I think that's what it is. Veterans Day, and it's Veterans Day, sorry. But there will be a class, as usual.
You're saying there will be a class next week.
Yes, there will be a class. So let's just chant one Om together, and then we can talk. So bring your palms to your heart. Take a nice deep breath. Om. Namaste. Have a wonderful week, everyone.
Thank you.
To chat.
Susan?
Thank you, Susan.